Warner Brothers. Interactive Entertainment is reportedly up for sale. Nintendo Life. Tesla semi-announcement shows Musk hasn't dropped the ball. Torque News. COVID-19 vaccine, experts call for injury compensation program. CTV News. Calgary company Righteous Gelato apologizes for polls Black Lives Matter product. Global News. Microsoft's latest Windows 10 updates come with nasty printer bugs. Engadget. Face masks mandatory on OC Transpo buses, O-Train starting Monday. CTV News. AMD takes Nvidia by storm, but can it keep up the pace? The Motley Fool. Adoption rate of new personal digital technologies advances. Penticton Herald.ca. Trans Mountain Pipeline shuts down as crews clean spill in Abbotsford. BCCBC.ca. Tesla's US-made Model 3 vehicles now come equipped with wireless charging, USB-C ports. TechCrunch.